So we have a group of 5 game on our hands at 2:30. This is on ESPN2. James Madison, for those of you that don't know, is undefeated on the year. First time in the Sun Belt Conference in the FBS here. Ranked 23rd in the AP poll and unranked in the playoff poll. I have a feeling that's because they're not bowl eligible, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. But with that being said, they're traveling to Georgia State. JMU is a 5.5 point favorite. The over-under is 54.5, and JMU has a 56% chance to win, according to ESPN. Quinn, I want to hear your breakdown of this game. Can JMU stay undefeated on the year?
Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you, Freddie. This is a tough place to go win a game. Georgia State has been an upper half team of the Sun Belt for a handful of years now, especially out there in the East. They're not App State. They're not Coastal as far as like the amount of success they've had, but you could argue they've had more steady success than either of those teams. They just haven't hit the peaks that those teams have. Now, James Madison has come in. They're super hot since they came to the Sun Belt. Last year was their first year. I believe they only lost 2 games in conference play. I might be wrong about that. I'd have to go and double check, but and they're undefeated this year. I think it is absolutely stupid that they're not allowed to go to a bowl game just because it's their second year in the FBS. I've always had issues with this. If a team is moving up, you shouldn't punish them. Like, I get the whole, like, oh, we're going to say they can't do it because most of the time they don't make it, and it just, like, helps cover that up and fluff that pain a little bit. What are you punishing them for? That they had less scholarship players and then they moved up and still beat you without them? Like, what is that? Like, that's dumb to me. They should be allowed to compete for everything in front of them. As far as, are they the best group of 5 team? I wouldn't go that far. We got 2 other really good ones in Tulane and Air Force. Personally, I would take either team over James Madison this year. But for this game on the road against Georgia State, I think they get it done. I like the Dukes to get a win and get ready to host a Sun Belt Conference championship.
Yeah, I'll continue on here. I think you're going to see a glass slipper at the end of this season for this team. I think this is a Cinderella story that's the train's not going to derail here. I think this is going to be a win for JMU, James Madison. Like, I agree with Quinn too. The only thing I see is maybe the money situation. Can you make the money work for the 1 to 2 years you're on a bowl ban so you can sustain yourself as a program, right? But I think they should play for a bowl game. This is a team that's beaten. Let's talk about at the start of the year, second game of the year. They beat Virginia. They played Troy and Utah State and South Alabama, all these teams, and they are winning these games and convincingly at that. So this is a very good ball team. I think, personally, I'm going to go ahead and say here, I think they're going to be an undefeated team at the end of the year. I've got James Madison winning this game. Freddie?
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I've got James Madison winning this game too. They're giving up less than 50 rushing yards per game. That is elite. I don't care who your competition is. And I know I said that whenever they played Marshall, who they beat 20-9, by the way. But Georgia State is averaging 200 yards rushing, and I think if they can continue their dominance on the defensive line, then I don't think they're going to have a problem in this game. I've got them winning by like 8-9 points in this game, definitely covering the 5.5 on the road. So give me James Madison to win this game and continue the storybook ending.